All right, folks, back here with you on the live stream. Check 1, 2, 3. Hello, folks, here with you. We are doing our little broadcast here with you, talking about some severe weather that is set to move through parts of the area here today. Obviously, keeping a very close eye on things. And glad that you're here with us. We are watching this line of storms that's moving through McLean County, just about to move into DeWitt County now. So let us know that you can see and hear us okay. It is 1:20 p.m. and hopefully you guys are here with us. 1, 2, 3, folks. We're doing a little live stream here. I'm going to test a couple things. Let me just switch over to our graphics. And we're going to be with you here, and I'm going to do a little live stream. We're going to talk about this storm coming through. Okay, folks, back here with you. We are returning here, talking with you about the storms that are coming through the area. We've got Jacob that's over here. He is on the storm that is heading into DeWitt County. So those of you that are, just to throw out a few things here. Number one, we are cutting in to our digital channels, not on television yet. We have a very long-standing policy, and this is common in television. TV stations will cut in for tornado warnings, okay? Not for every single thunderstorm or every single thunderstorm warning, but tornado warnings is what we cut into television for. So we opt to come in here and give you the digital version, the streaming here on Facebook or on if you're watching on the news and weather app, if you're watching myriad of other places where we do the stream. So we don't have anything on TV yet. When we go to TV, that's usually we're ramping it up and we're kicking it up to that next notch, and that's when we jump on television. But for now, well, we do the service of just talking about the storms that are coming through here that are severe thunderstorm warned. And that's what we've got here in Bloomington, storm in Leroy, and now pushing into northwestern portions of DeWitt County, Wapella, over to, say, Kinney, and eventually the Clinton area. So things are really starting to kind of ramp up there. So far, these are just severe thunderstorm warnings. You can see there is Jacob's icon right there where he is located. And why don't we pull in Jacob? Oh, he's spraying the wind. He's doing some Rain-X. There you go, folks. You get to see him. He's cleaning the windshield off, so you're going to be able to see those clear views of the storm. Let's see if we can see his audio here. I don't know if we've got his audio up there or not. And so he's going to give us those views of the storm. So there you go, folks. He's got a nice little view of it as it begins to come into the area. And let me just, I just want to double check. I need to pull in his audio there. Jacob, if you can just double check your microphone there, because I see you, but I am not getting your audio. So go ahead and see if we can switch that on. I see you, but I don't hear you yet. If you could, yeah, I'm not getting you. I'm also not getting you through the IFB. So just a heads up there. So you might want to double check your mic, make sure it didn't go dead. So there's Jacob there in the storm tracker. So he's looking at that storm as it begins to come in. There it is. You can see it as it is moving in to parts of DeWitt County. Mainly a wind damage threat. All right, let's see if we can hear Jacob here. Okay, Jacob, I might have something for me. Go ahead and give me a check there. See if I can get you now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hey, there we go. There he is. Okay.
You can hear me now, Kevin?
I got you now, man. I got you now.
I just took a bite of pizza, so sorry.
That's okay. All right, so you're on our storm over there in DeWitt County. Ooh, we just got a BMI 67 mile an hour gust. 67 BMI.
Wow. You want to talk about the new warning, and then I'll tell you what I'm seeing. It's getting closer, but I got a little time here.
Yep. So we've got Champaign, DeWitt, McLean, Piatt, Vermilion County. We just had, okay. So the wind in Bloomington is going pretty crazy right now. I'm just going to switch over to our camera view over there, see what we can see from Bloomington. That's Effingham, but here comes Bloomington. Okay, that's Bloomington. Let's do normal, see what that's looking like. So that's normal, but to be honest with you, I'm pretty sure that camera is frozen, maybe even taking a power hit, because that camera is not moving there in downtown Normal, which would match up with probably those strong winds that just kind of came through. So again, there on the southeast side of town is where the airport there is located. And they just registered a 67 mile per hour wind gust when that came through. So things definitely really picked up. Okay, let's see. New severe thunderstorm warning here in effect. Let's come back to radar. Show you that.
70 wind.
Did it go up to 70?
Yep.
70 mile an hour winds on this new warning. So here we go. This does include parts of Champaign County. So again, a lot of the thunder and lightning farmers city in Bloomington lost half a tree in the backyard. We're being told from on our weather chat there. That is folks there. So they lost their tree in Bloomington. So this storm here taking on a little bit of an intensification right here during the time we thought that could happen. And we also have to kind of keep a watch on those little spin up little tornadoes that could occur. So we have to keep a close eye on all of that here, folks. So again, BMI also, they just registered another 64 mile an hour wind gust. So these things are bringing the wind with them. So Fisher, Rantoul, Foosland, Thomasboro, be on the lookout as this storm comes in. Gibson City too. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to come off the radar here real quick. We're going to switch back on to our Gibson City camera. Give me a second for that to load up. So that is the view looking off to the west and southwest as the storm begins to move in to the Gibson City area. So we're going to be watching that. Strong winds probably start to pick up in the next few minutes. We've also got Clinton. You guys just getting hit pretty hard by this storm as it begins to roll in. So right now, severe thunderstorm warnings. Those are what we're kind of dealing with here at this point. But some pretty strong winds here.
By the way, Kevin, can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, just testing the audio. I want to make sure you can hear me. I'm going to move east and get back to 72 and kind of sit by the White Heath area.
just go hang back over where you were, right? Can you? Is that the best cam view you got right there? I'm just asking.
Give me one second.
You're good. Hey, listen, my guy just left at noon. He had to eat some lunch, so you know he's getting situated there. All right, so severe thunderstorm warning here continues. Again, those of you that are watching on the live streams, thank you for tuning in here. Let us know kind of what you're dealing with. We've got severe thunderstorm warning. It does include all the north side of Champaign, basically I-74, north of the interstate there. So Marketplace Mall, then up to Thomasboro. Rantoul includes you. Again, severe thunderstorm warning right now. Really strong winds, and we just got to kind of watch these little appendages that kind of start to stick out. You know, we just have to kind of keep a close eye on those guys there. For any rotation right now, just a lot of wind there. Saybrook, Bellflower. I think this is going to be heading, that wind that just came through is probably in Saybrook, Bellflower, going to be heading towards the Foosland, Fisher area, maybe Gibson City. Kind of moving east and southeast, but still developing a little bit there on the south side there too. So there's your warning. Gibson City down to Fisher and Mahomet. Storm coming in and looking fairly intense right now. We are keeping a real close eye on all of this, folks. So hopefully you're doing the same here with us.
I've got my camera facing north. You have a quick view.
Okay. Going to give you a view here from Jacob's camera here real quick. All right, so there's Jacob. And his location is, did you just go through D-Land? Probably correct. On 10. He's getting ready to pass over where essentially the tornado started the other day. Is across Highway 10. So he's going to have that view. You can see that view of the shelf there to the north. So he's going east on 10. He can see the storm up to his north. So he is going to be watching that as it rolls in. All the wind turbines over there in that area along Highway 10. And here we go again. Similar areas being impacted. Also, those of you, we are streaming on the WCA3 Plus app. We're on the WCA3 Plus app as well. So if you've got that on your TV, you can also watch that on your television. If you download the WCA3 Plus app on Amazon Fire Stick, Roku, or Apple TV, you can watch this same live stream on there. Encourage you to download the Plus app. Thanks to all of you getting in some of your reports. Looks like Hayworth lost power, and there might be a semi-truck and trailer flipped over in Bloomington on Veterans Parkway. That's coming into us on the chat. So power out in Hayworth, and then possibly a semi-truck and trailer flipped over in Bloomington on Veterans Parkway, we're told. So that is an indicator of some really strong winds when this rolled through. Mahomet, you're kind of next with some of this. Foosland, Osmond, it's just rolling through. Fisher also minutes away and also coming into the Gibson City area now. Here is the view from our Gibson City cameras. We're going to watch that storm kind of come right in.
If you care, I'm
here's Gibson City.
Under the power lines that
storm moments away from you, and I think some of that wind might be heading your way. Bellflower, Foosland, Fisher area. I think you're probably going to get some of that wind as it rolls through. You can see some of the lightning on our weather camera in Gibson City. We're looking off there to the west. Just kind of pan the camera around a little bit. There's a view to the north and northwest, and there to the west now with that storm as it begins to move in. So we'll keep watching our camera here in the Gibson City area. Back to the radar to show you where the storm is and where it's going, sliding to the southeast. This is probably going to impact more of northern Champaign County as of right now, but notice these little other areas that are trying to develop. Okay, look at these other guys here, little cell here. So we're watching all of these, but the real intense winds are right in here. Okay, and this is what's prompted
Verbalize that for me.
That severe thunderstorm warning. Jacob, you're back with us now. I had you cut out there for a second, but you're back with us. I know you're kind of in a little area there where the signal goes bad, but it sounds like you're back with us.
Yeah. I'm going to go to 72 and head to 47 and try and sneak back to Mahomet. I got to watch out. I can't go eastbound on 74 from 57. So that's going to be my backup ploy to get up and look. When I'm going north in 47, I'll have a good look into the storm as I'm moving that way. So we can check back in then.
Okay. So a lot of trees and limbs down in the Bloomington Normal area as this storm came through. So getting a lot of reports of tree limbs down when this came through Bloomington Normal with some fairly strong winds. And some of those strongest winds now kind of coming southeastward there, maybe towards Bellflower, Osmond, and the Fisher area too. Sirens are going off in Leroy, we're being told. So again, every municipality, village, city, town, county, emergency manager all have different, let's put it this way, philosophies, rules, policies on when they can sound the sirens. And that's why it is kind of inconsistent from one place to the other. So that's why, sometimes sirens are set off for just tornado warnings, but other times they will do it for higher end wind events and things like that. And other times if they see something or hear something, they may sound them. So we're being told that Leroy, was it Leroy? It was Leroy, right? That had the sirens that were going off. So again, it all is dependent upon what's going on in that local area. And so that's why you'll hear them in some areas and maybe not in others. All of them usually, they're all going to sound for tornado warnings, but sometimes there are no tornado warnings right now. Just to clarify that for you. We don't have any tornado warnings, but we do have our severe thunderstorm warnings. And let's see what our folks at the Weather Service are talking about here. Velocities are on the downswing, it looks like. So they downgraded the 70 mile an hour to 60 miles an hour, which is some good news. Looks like corn flattened in the Danvers area of McLean County. So up in the Danvers area, when that storm came through, flattened some corn. So that's going to be on the western portion of McLean County over there, southwest of Carlock. And that kind of lines up where some of these wind damage reports are coming in. I think we had some wind there from kind of Danvers down through the Normal area. That 67 or so mile per hour wind gust at the Bloomington, Central Illinois airport over there. And then that storm is now sliding into Mahomet, Foosland, and next coming into the Fisher area. So severe thunderstorm warning continues. Right now, I don't see anything that screams out tornado. But these things often evolve pretty quick, and they kind of go from nothing to something. So if you're watching over in Vermilion County, be paying attention. Douglas County, you guys are kind of on the south edge of this. The storms up to your north. But this is going to kind of slide into Champaign, Vermilion, and eventually Piatt County D-Land to Whiteheath. Right now, I don't see tornado with this, but we have to watch it. Probably some really strong winds more than anything coming in. A lot of heavy rainfall. All right. Yes, Jacob. All right. Jacob is here with us now.
Kevin,
Go ahead.
Are you able to hear me when I'm talking to your ear by chance, Kevin? I know we're having a little bit of audio issues on the Storm Tracker end, but I wanted to clarify if that was fixed or working or what the status was that before. Am I cutting in and out? Am I in a bad service area?
I think you might have been, but you're back with us now. Yeah, you were in a bad area there. You're back now.
Okay. I'm on 72 heading east. I got a message from a nurse over in OSS St. Joseph in Bloomington. She said part of the roof blew off the hospital there and water's flooding into the surgery area. So
no.
Bloomington may have had a really, that's what she messaged me. So
wow.
that is, that's an impressive report.
What part of town is that on? Is that?
I'm trying to remember where that is because I'm more familiar with Cara Bromine. I think they're right next to each other. I think, which would make sense if the cameras are down in downtown. They're kind of in the center part of town there. There may be some more wind damage from that. So that's a report I just got. And I was like, are you sure? And she's like, yes. So, there could be a section of town that's got a pretty quick hit from one of those downbursts.
I mean, that makes sense. They're actually just west of the airport, kind of on the east side there, just east of downtown. And the airport, of course, got that.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So they're east of downtown, but just west of the airport. And that would line up pretty good. I'm going back to look at the radar. Yeah, it looks like there was a real brief kind of kick up of the winds right there when that kind of came through. So
I got a picture I'll put in the NWS chat.
And maybe even a little, there might have even been a little rotation on that too. So, okay. Is that...
so I've got that picture in the NWS chat now, just popped in.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up. All right, so I'm going to pull that picture up, Jacob, and you can talk about the report that you received, and the picture is up.
Yeah, so a nurse messaged me from OSF, and she said that some of the roof came off, and they have water flooding in the surgery. So you're seeing the debris from that, and that is right there west of the airport where they had a 67-mile-an-hour wind gust. So there may have been a localized concentrated downburst that moved through that area. That's the picture I just got. I don't have any more info. We're reaching out to WMED. We're reaching out to EMA over there just to get some more info, but that's kind of the status on that. Other thing for me, Kevin, I'm still on 72. My question is, should I stay on 72 and maybe drop south a little bit towards Savoy, or should I go north up to 74? Do you have any inkling here? Nothing rotation-wise sticks out to me. Wind-wise, I mean, I think it's north. Get right down 136 south of Gibson towards Fisher, Mahomet right now. But what do you think here, Kevin? I'm a half mile away.
All right, let me look here. Looking. I don't see anything that stands out, particularly in terms of tornado or rotation. I don't even see anything that stands out from a wind perspective compared to what it came through. Maybe the stuff there in Piatt County is trying to get going just a little bit more where you are. I would. So you're on 72, right? Have you made it to 47 yet?
I was looking at that. Yeah, I just went past the 47 exit. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get to 57 and get off at Monticello Road, because I'm looking at that the outflow boundary is kind of right there by Monticello where that southern cell is. So if I get down to Monticello Road, just in case something happens there, I'll be in a good position and not stuck in the rain that's coming through Mahomet right now. I can see it looks like a torrential downpour in Mahomet. Now, I'm not sure if anyone in the chat is following.
Sure.
But, quite
another report.
Water duster.
Yeah, it is dumping rain there. Another report, Towanda, and over by the airport there are power lines down all over the place. And if you've ever driven over there to the airport coming kind of from Champaign, and you take that kind of back road there, off of Downs.
Somebody else said Rivian has roof damage.
Rivian has roof damage. That probably checks out. So Towanda there, and then kind of south of that there, and just east of the airport. Again, that was on the east side of Bloomington, talking about quite a bit of damage there. Also, yeah, Mahomet, you guys are getting that really heavy rainfall. Just pouring down rain there. But yeah, I'd be curious to, just kind of keep watching that stuff there in Piatt County. A little interesting. Everything is kind of, oriented in the structure kind of strangely. It's kind of a couple different, areas. There's like one big blob from Gibson City down to Mahomet, another one there, Farmer City down to Monticello. Kind of two areas we're kind of looking at. We'll peek back over to some of our cameras. Should be, like I said, raining pretty good here in Gibson City. So there's our camera in Gibson City, and then we'll probably be able to catch a view from our camera in Champaign of the storm coming in. So these are all turned the right way. So here's the storm coming into Champaign right now, especially on the north side, while there is a little bit of rain towards Memorial Stadium where our camera is located here. We're going to pan this back to the north to get a little bit of a better view. Thank you for your reports that are coming into us here on the chat. Thank you, folks, letting us know what's going on up there in the Bloomington Normal area. It looks like they got hit pretty hard with roof damage in several spots. Possibly the hospital, possibly Rivian, power lines, trees down. So I think they took a pretty localized, kind of hit. Could have been a downburst. Obviously some straight line winds. Not convinced that it was a tornado, but they definitely got rocked pretty hard there in the Bloomington Normal area, especially over by the airport and on the east side of town. So there's our camera here in Champaign as the heavy rain just begins to pick up here. I think that wind over there near D-Land's picking up a little bit, Jacob, as that slides towards Whiteheath. That seems to be kind of the biggest area of winds.
For them.
I know. I'm like, are you
I saw
kidding?
people standing in their yard. I was driving east ahead of the storm, and I saw some people right along 10 where that tornado went through. They were cleaning brush out of the yard, and they kind of nervously waved as I drove by.
Yeah, they've got a little pocket of winds there. Let's bring it back to the radar here as the storm kind of ramps up here in Champaign. But I want to show you what I mean by when we look at the kind of the velocities. So that tells us what's going on with the wind. And we're going to go back to your typical kind of reds and greens that help kind of paint a picture. So I switched that over. See how this area here is got a little bit more of the kind of pinkish color here. So those aren't necessarily making me go, whoa, that's, what just happened in Bloomington Normal, but it has ramped up just a tad in that area. Those are samples of about 50 mile an hour winds at about 2,600 feet up. So if that continues, then it would kind of ramp up and unbelievably take on a similar path if the winds would kind of stay on course there and come sliding to the southeast, believe it or not. Goodness. And just think about that. If there would be damage, the insurance companies having to decipher, was this damage from the first storm or the second storm that came through? Just a wild thing. Again, not to say that we're going to have the same scenario play out here, but if we look at the colors, we look for the brighter greens or the reds, and we're seeing some of that here. D-Land to Monticello, just west of Whiteheath and coming towards Whiteheath, and may just kind of slide down that same corridor where we had the tornado come through. I don't see tornado on this right now. I just want to reiterate that. I don't see tornado on that. I will say that if there is a rotation, believe it or not, there's a little rotation north of Mahomet, strangely enough, but it's weak and broad. But if there's definitely something up that way. But how this thing kind of is trying to hook around a little bit, I just never like seeing that little hook. Right?
Where are you looking?
Monticello. I mean, it's not, Monticello Whiteheath.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't think that's your classic kind of hook there, but anytime you just see that, you go, what do we got going on? It's interesting. The whole thing is like in an S shape, or maybe a backwards S. If I just kind of draw.
The outflow boundary is right there.
I know. Kind of a backwards S there, as you can see, right? So there it is, folks. Here with you. We've got severe thunderstorm warning continues for Champaign, Southern Ford, and northwestern portions of Vermilion County. Technically, there is nothing there in Piatt County, even though that storm, is strong, maybe just below severe limits, at least at this point. Got a tree blocking the roadway on White Street in Clinton. That happened early, about a half an hour ago, we're told. But we do just kind of have to watch this because there is that little outflow boundary that is sitting. The outflow boundary is actually sitting here. I got a better way to be able to show this to you. Let me pull this up. Okay, so here's what we're talking about. And this is what happened the other day. It's not to say it's going to happen again, but do you see this little line that extends right through here? So basically, it's from Sangamon County, it's Springfield, it's Dawson, Illiopolis, Niantic, Harristown. Sorry about that. Runs over just south of Forsyth, runs to Oakley, to Cerro Gordo, and then back right up here to Monticello. That is the outflow boundary. And that boundary sometimes can act as a little enhancer if storms can interact with it. So that's why we're just kind of watching this area here, because that outflow boundary is right here. Now, if additional storms get going south and west of this, that's going to have to be something that we keep an eye on too. But just kind of wanted to show you that outflow boundary. It's right through here. This doesn't mean you're going to have a tornado immediately, or doesn't mean that's a for sure thing, but it is just one of the little features that we kind of look at, okay? So I just wanted to kind of point that out. So yeah, Rivian plant, the OSF, St. Joe there on the east side, also some roof damage. So pretty large 30-foot tall tree down off of Ireland Grove near the airport, we're being told. Rain falling in part of the building at the Rivian plant there. So this storm is moving to the east, slightly southeast. So yeah, Vermilion County, we're going to be watching you next. There's also an incredible amount of rain that fell. And take a look at this. This is a new photo coming into us from our sister station at WMBD. Take a look at this. This is a normal look at the cars and the water, and then the tree limbs that are also down. You can see, I mean, that's up to the middle of the wheel wells there of the vehicles. So this is in normal as the storms came through with really heavy rainfall and then some of that wind damage there. Back to the radar as the severe thunderstorm warning continues. Kind of on the north side now, right? Getting the worst, Thomasboro, Flatville, Sellers to Royal. All of these are just severe thunderstorm warnings. A lot of power lines down east of the Bloomington Airport along Towanda Barnes Road. That's that road you take there. Again, if you go to the airport, if you fly out of BMI, coming from, say, Champaign. So we just kind of widen the view out. If we show you everything, there's not much going on in other spots, but we've got something right here. Piatt, Champaign, Vermilion County, heading for you next. Watching each radar scan to see if anything starts to intensify. I think those winds have picked up there. White Heath, southeast of White Heath. And I mean, it's going to head there towards Sadorus again. And that, I mean, the exact area that just got hit by the tornado is about to see those strong winds. Can't make it up. Let's show you that on our velocity. Just want to show you, this is what I'm talking. This is how we can see it. You're going to see some of those brighter pinks starting to show up. Oops, there we go. There we go, right there. So now, just southwest of Seymour, eerily similar to the path that we had. Again, I don't see tornado in this, but I do see some strong winds. They're right here. Okay, so they did just issue a new severe thunderstorm warning to account for that. So that makes sense. We're seeing those strong winds here. So now the new severe thunderstorm warning takes care of the rest of southern Champaign County, Douglas, Edgar, Piatt, Vermilion County. So the new warning in effect now to take into account for this little pocket of winds that are currently going over the same areas that just got hit by the tornado. Almost identical. That is just wild. Winds kind of spreading out a little bit there. Southeast of Monticello, just north of Ivesdale, just west of Sadorus. And I'm pretty sure that's the area that Jacob is located in right now. We'll be checking in with him here in a second. Let me see. I'm going to look at his shot. All right, there he is. So we'll check in with him here in a second. As he's going to be on this storm, it's probably going to have some of those winds. So if you're in Tolona, if you're in Sadorus, right now what I'm looking at more than anything are some strong winds, damaging straight line winds as a possibility. Bring it back to reflectivity. And strong winds just coming in here. So this will be another area from Sadorus to Tolona to Pasodum that probably find this maybe just north of Ivesdale. Be a close call for you folks. But those winds are kicking up there between White Heath and Sadorus.
I'll have a report for you shortly.
All right. We're going to go to Jacob here in just a bit. He'll jump back with us. You can see his camera view there. We'll go to him in a second. So I'm going to show you our camera view from Champaign here real quick. So we're actually going to turn the camera. All right. So here's Jacob. All right, Jacob, go ahead and give us a report.
Yeah, Kevin. So I am now located to the west of Tolona, about a mile north of the road that takes you over to Sadorus here. And just beyond the trees here is that shelf cloud that's coming on in there. You can see it more clearly now. I don't see anything concerning in the leading edge, nothing that's showing like a little notch to me or anything, but it is looking like it's surging out a little bit, so we'll see more wind in this area. My plan is to kind of keep sneaking to the south here, and I'm going to take the next road left and be between Sadorus and the Pasodum area and kind of watch things. The other thing is on the end, you'll see here as I look more to the south and west, you can kind of see that outflow boundary wraps around there, and you can see the shelf cloud curling around. That's the outflow boundary with the light underneath there on the center left part of your screen. So watching this storm, we'll keep you updated on it. looks like to me there's going to be some wind coming in here shortly, and we'll keep you updated if anything changes. I'll send it back to you, Kevin.
All right. So, Jacob there. Let's bring it back to our camera because we're starting to get a little bit of a clear view also on our camera. Take a look at this. Here's our view as we kind of look off to the west. But we want to kind of peer to the southwest just a little bit. But that clear kind of shelf cloud is standing out to us as it comes in. See if there's any kind of lowerings or anything in there. Definitely some heavy rainfall. That looks a little bit more to the northwest. But again, we're on our stadium camera here. Definitely kind of a surge of those stronger winds that may just be kind of coming in there. I think Sodorus, the Sodorus area, between Ivesdale and Sodorus, you're going to have some of the stronger winds moving into your area. All right, we're going to come back to Jacob. Oh, okay. All right, so there's Jacob there. All right, leading edge of that shelf. Again, you're looking right into where there would be the strongest winds there, Jacob, if your icon's kind of correct. You're kind of
a little farther to the west because there's a train stop to the south of me. So I have to cut into Sodorus here, but I was looking at that. I literally just crossed the damage path and caught an eye on that shelf coming in here. So I'm going to drop down into Sodorus and make my way towards the Pisodum area. I don't see any rotation, but this shelf cut looks a little menacing. So there's likely going to be some wind in there. As we're now turned to the south, I'll put on my rear camera and try and give you a view there. But I'm going to get some wind across the southern part of the county through some of the same areas, Kevin. It's a little surreal seeing the damaged areas from these storms on, what day was that? Tuesday, and now dealing with that. So we're going to try and get around this train, and we'll have another update for you soon, Kevin. Back to you.
Okay, so yeah, and we had somebody kind of make a good point. There's some people going, what's going on? We still don't have power from the other day who are watching on our live stream. I wonder what's going on. So again, if you have friends or family that don't have power, tell them they can come on right here on the WCA3 live stream, whether it is on Facebook. So we're streaming on the news Facebook, on my Facebook page, Meteorologist Kevin Lighting, Meteorologist Jacob Dickey. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on the WCA3 News and Weather apps. You can also find us on the WCA3 Plus app on your television that you can download. If you download the app, that's on Fire Stick, Amazon Fire Stick. It's going to be on Roku. It's going to be on Apple TV. And you download that, you can literally watch this live too. And you don't have to have cable. You don't have to have an antenna. You don't have anything. And it's free. It's absolutely free. So feel free to do that. Okay, I'm just kind of looking at our camera here, folks. Just keeping an eye here.
Kevin,
Yeah, go ahead, Jacob.
I'm stuck. The train's blocking the road. I have no way out, so I've got to drive back into this thing. So you're going to get a great view of me going north to try and come back east here. I don't have a way to get around the train, unfortunately.
Okay.
So
it stopped. They probably stopped it for weather. I'm guessing they stopped it for weather.
Probably. Here's the shelf cloud coming over me, so we're going to get a sampling of the wind coming in here pretty quickly.
Is that a power company right there trying to work on stuff?
Into the Sodorus area, so.
Ooh, do we got a little?
Could get a little interesting here, Kevin.
Yeah. I might have a little funnel. I don't know. I can't tell. I'm looking at our camera here. This is in front of me. I'm just looking on our tower cam, pointed down to your way. Maybe might just be a little finger that's trying to come down there. But yeah, it's coming back up a little bit. It's looking a little interesting in there. We've got a good view of it on our tower cam in case there would be anything, but yeah, definitely a surging of the winds starting to take place. Sodorus, right there where Jacob is. If there's anything there, he'll see it. I think we're going to have some strong winds just coming into Sodorus now. And there it is. So there's Jacob now. Unfortunately, he's going to be kind of stuck in it for a second.
I have to go another mile north, so it may be a little while.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. Just be careful. There's pretty torrential downpours there. Be careful of the ponding in the roads and the waterways. Hydroplaning, never fun. Just keeping an eye on things here, coming into Champaign. And here's our camera view in Champaign. It's about to get hit by another kind of round of that heavy rain that stretches over from Bonneville. So Champaign, you're about to get kind of a second little push. All right, let's bring you back to the radar now. Show you what's going on here from a radar perspective. A couple different areas that we're watching. Heavy rainfall. You got Champaign County right now, kind of under the gun the most, but heading also into Vermilion County here before too long. Two areas. One that just pushing through Sadorus in terms of some of the stronger winds. And actually another little area of wind just is coming in. And I think that's what we were looking at on our weather camera. Got to be coming between Champaign and Savoy. I think there's going to be a little uptick in the winds right here on the southwest side of town, and we can see it here. Yeah, so right there, Windsor Road and Staley. Windsor Road and Staley probably getting some good winds just across 57. So there's a little pocket there. When we come back down to Jacob Storm, and so he's got, little pockets there of some of that stronger wind too. But this one just kind of started to stand out to me. See those brighter pinks there? So that just rolling in on the southwest side of town, which is where we were looking on our camera, where we had that little surge. Let's come back to the camera here because we're going to look, basically going to look right into it here. It's a little surge, some stronger winds probably over there between Champaign and Savoy. Windsor Road, just a little, okay, Savoy, just north of Savoy. And probably that's going to be, is that going to be over the airport? No, it's going to be just north of the airport where some of those stronger winds are, but a couple different areas there. So we just start to see that uptick here in Champaign of that heavy rainfall, and we're probably not going to be able to see much here in just a second when that heavy rain takes over our camera here at Memorial Stadium. You can see the little shelf there. That's going to be the leading edge of that heavy rainfall right here coming into Champaign-Urbana. You can see some pockets of some strong winds. We'll just kick over to our studio camera. This one we're probably going to lose view of before. Probably losing both at the same time. So there's our studio camera now. All right, so the lightning picking up. Yeah, so we heard a couple of reports of, and it's kind of what I was seeing too. We did get a report from somebody saying it looked like little funnel clouds trying to like pop down and then went back up. And that's what I saw earlier on our tower cam. And there is a little rotation there, right where you are, Jacob. I can be honest with you. There's a little rotation right where you are. That's going to be heading towards Tolono. Little rotation there between Sadorus and Tolono. All right, so there's our view now.
Just crossing the interstate.
Okay. It's going to be right there, my man. It's a little something. It's not super strong, but something to watch. All right, so now we can't see anything on the tower cam.
In studio control, can you make sure my camera is rolling? Please make sure the TVU10 is rolling.
Okay. So
I see this in front of me, Kevin. Do you see this kind of lower?
Oh, hold on here. Okay, yeah. That's it right there. I mean, you're right where it's wanting to try to show something. It's not super pronounced, but that you're in that little clear slot there.
Barely staying ahead. I have had some limbs down, but it's also been hard in this area to figure out what's old damage from Tuesday and what's new damage.
That will be tough.
There's been a few limbs down. I know some of these limbs are older, but a little bit of limbs coming down here, some strong winds. I haven't seen signs of consistent lights being off. I've seen enough lights that I don't think the power is out yet, but I'm going to keep an eye on it here. I'm going to get over to 45 and then
Yep.
Start to make my way back to the south, Kevin. But we're almost there. Rolling just north of Tolona now. Back to you.
Okay. So there's Jacob. All right, so we'll bring you back here. Coming down pretty good at the station now. Heavy rainfall. That's our tree limb that's actually out on in the weather garden. It kind of peeks around every time it gets windy and hits our camera there. So we're getting some of the strong winds here at the station. And yeah, the pocket of strong winds there from Sodorus to Tolono and north of Pasodum. Getting some lightning here too. All right, we'll check back in with that camera view in a bit if it intensifies at all. Savoy, you've got some strong winds there, but also between Sodorus and Tolono. Let's show it to you on the radar so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. You're going to look for those brighter pinks. There's two areas of bright pinks. There's one right over Savoy, literally over Savoy, right over 1st Street and Church and 45. And then this one that's also down here near Sodorus to Tolono. So two areas. Lightning picking up here, heavy rainfall, hearing the thunder. Okay. We've issued a flash flood warning too for northwestern Champaign County with all the heavy rain. So again, policy is always we do the streaming here for you online. Okay, so there's 10 different ways that you're able to actually get our stream here, and so we don't go on television unless we have a tornado warning. We don't have a tornado warning. We do go on when there's high-end severe thunderstorm warnings like 80 miles an hour. That hasn't been issued yet. So we do the streaming, and we're on the WCA3 News app, weather app, the WCA3 Plus app, which is on your TV that you can download for free. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're streaming everywhere to a lot of different spots. So we will cut in if there is a tornado warning to television or a high-end severe thunderstorm warning. I've got, so there's Jacob there and his shot. I kind of lost his audio for a second. We try to come back to him in a second. Strong storm moving through Champaign, Urbana right now, moving through Tolono right now. Philo, Sydney, you guys be paying attention there too. Homer, Sydney, St. Joe, as the storm really picks up here locally. Heavy rainfall. Look out for hydroplaning, potting of the water there on the roadways in Champaign County. Flash flood warning is in effect. There is this new warning does have the tornado possible tag associated with it too. So just an FYI on that. It's basically the step just below where a tornado warning could get issued, but they've not opted for it yet. But it is a tornado possible tag. We've got two areas there. The stronger winds that just moved through Savoy are going to be heading towards the Philo and Sydney areas. Come back to our Neal Street camera. You can kind of see the sheets of rain there. Look at everybody that's out there. It's getting stuck in this. Maybe they didn't see our forecast, or maybe they didn't have a choice. Got to drive. They get to work. Get the kids from school. Look at some already the ponding. You can see there in Neal Street. And we always get flooding, but look at the water that's kind of kicking up there along Neal Street. It's just outside the station. So they added tornado possible. Starting to see some signs of rotation between Savoy and Tolono. Starting to see signs of rotation between Savoy and Tolono, they're saying. So they added the tornado possible tag. And look at that heavy rainfall coming in here into Champaign right now. And some of the winds. And look at the water there, folks. Slow down. Be careful. If you can. Okay, Jacob was mentioning you might see a little bit of a lowering. He's trying to come in there. We'll check in with him here in a second. Again, heavy rainfall. There is that potential for this to kind of spin up a little quick tornado there. If you're watching between Savoy, Tolono, and Philo and Sydney, just be paying attention here, folks, just in case this thing tries to ramp up any more. And suddenly, if we have to go to, kind of the next level up. But they did just put this into what is known as the tornado possible tag. Okay, folks? So we're not quite there yet, but still there are some pockets of strong winds in here. We're seeing one east of Savoy and then another there between Tolono and Posodum. Now, both of these are going to be coming towards kind of the Philo area in southern portions of Champaign County. All right. I see, looks like that pocket of stronger winds just northeast of Posodum, southeast of Tolono. Hearing the thunder and lightning here. Here's what I'm talking about. See this right there. So that is your strong winds right here. That little area right here northeast of Posodum. Okay. That is kind of sliding to the south and east. So between Philo, kind of that whole area, there's some of those pinks that are showing up. Philo to the Crittenden areas along 130. Boy, we are hearing the lightning out here, folks. That lightning bolt was close. We had a close lightning bolt here to the station, that's for sure. All right, we are here with you. It is currently 2:17 p.m. I'm WCA3 Chief Meteorologist Kevin Lighting. Meteorologist Jacob Dickey is right here in the storm tracker. He is down there on that storm between Tolono and Posodum. We are giving you live coverage. Thank you for joining us here on the streams. Feel free to share this with your friends, whether you're online here, so that they kind of know what's going on. We're streaming on the WCA3 Plus app. We're all over Facebook, and we are. Oh my goodness! I think that's our boss. That's walking in that heavy rainfall. Just getting back to the station. That is our general manager. Hopefully, she made it in okay. Heavy rain that is just rolling into the area here right now. Look at this. Let's see here. Just drove down Neil from Green to Savoy. Can't see anything. Really heavy rain. We can't see anything on our tower cam here either. So that's our tower cam here at the studio. And obviously we can't see a thing. Look at that heavy rainfall. We'll go to our stadium camera. A lot of lightning here. So that's now our stadium camera. Can't see anything there. Heavy rain, a lot of lightning. Hearing about people pulling over due to decreased visibility down near Savoy. Embedded in here, going to be some pockets of obviously extremely heavy rainfall. And then we haven't looked at this for a bit, but let's throw on the lightning. So quite a bit of lightning, obviously, on our storm here, and now pushing into Vermilion County too. The lightning strikes are fairly constant. We'll just do the last 3 minutes of lightning strikes. Quite a bit of lightning coming through the Champaign-Urbana area as we speak. And then also our folks over in Vermilion County and Oakwood starting to see that storm ramp up a little bit. So we're keeping an eye on that. Oakwood and the Danville area. There's that loud thunder as we're getting those lightning strikes right here at the studio. All right, since we can't see Champaign, we'll come off of that. So there's the Danville camera now. Going to have that view of the storm that is coming into Danville. Looking off there to the west, it's getting dark there. So you're getting ready to get hit pretty good by this storm that's pushing into Danville. I'm just going to keep an eye on that. I wish that building wasn't in the way, but We're just going to keep kind of watching there in the middle part of your screen. And watch that storm as it comes into Danville. Probably some pretty strong winds starting to ramp up there. So that's for our folks there in Vermilion County. Come back to Champaign County now, see what we've got in terms of this storm as it rolls off here to the east. The warning does continue for Douglas and Edgar. So far, the worst of it is staying north of you. This looks to be kind of Champaign and Vermilion County getting hit the hardest. Nothing is super standing out to me with, hey, that's about to turn into a tornado. So there are still some strong winds there. I think east of Pasodum. Villa Grove, little. I would just be watching that area because it is along the outflow boundary. That's right there. Just to see if that kind of we call it kind of the tail end Charlie. If it tries to kind of kick up anything, we'll just kind of watch this kind of right here. The south edge is where sometimes, it's got a little bit more ingredients to tap into. And so we'll always kind of watch the southern tail of any of these little supercells, so to speak. The heavy rainfall continues. St. Joe, and now pushing into Danville. Again, our camera in Danville are going to give us a pretty good view of that storm as it kind of comes in there. Coming down like crazy on 74 right now. I'm sure that would not be a fun drive at this point. Just to recap some of the areas that get hit hard over in the Bloomington area. Bloomington Normal, roof off, part of the roof off the Rivian plant, part of the roof off there at OSF St. Joseph. Kind of the east side of town, there's 67 mile an hour wind gust at the Bloomington airport there. Multiple trees and power lines down there. All right, and we'll come back here to Jacob now. Jacob, go ahead.
I got a road hazard in front of me.
Oh, what is that?
Trash can forecast.
Oh, no, the trash can
trash
forecast.
Can.
There it is. Well, down the street, we say. There it was.
Yeah, that'd be what it is today with the wind coming through.
Yeah.
Thought you'd appreciate that.
I do appreciate that. Where are you at right now?
I'm east of Pasodum.
Okay.
I'm east of Pasodum right now, and I'm heading in the direction of Longview and Villa Grove. I'm passing St. Mary's Catholic Church, if you're familiar with what that is. It's kind of in the country there between Pasodum and the Longview area. So I figure I'll try and get to Villa Grove and drop south. I'm not too far behind the storm that is near Villa Grove. I'm a couple miles back. I'm not sure I'll be able to catch up. These southeast moving storms that are, once they exceed 40 miles an hour, it's hard to stair step your way to keep in front of them. I thought about debating going down to 36 and then cutting east, but I still don't know if I'll make it. But we'll keep following this in case something happens and keep you updated. Back to you.
Okay, sounds good, Jacob. Appreciate it. All right, so new severe thunderstorm warning for Vermilion County, Oakwood to Danville for that little cell. So this is now a severe thunderstorm warned cell coming into Vermilion County now for those strong winds. And we can see kind of the heavy rainfall just off there in the distance. You can really see it on our weather camera as it's starting to come in, seeing the lightning strikes there. So we're watching you folks there in Danville between Oakwood, Tilton, Catlin, Westville. New severe thunderstorm warning for you as that tries to kick up just a little bit more in that area. You can just see off in the distance. Look at those heavy rain shafts. Ooh, look at that lightning bolt there off there in the distance. Maybe we'll zoom in even just a little bit more. You can kind of see where that heavy rain is coming into. Wow, look at that lightning. Watch this lightning bolt, folks. Boom, right there. So I usually can see it a couple seconds before you guys do. So a really highly electrically charged storm coming into Danville. If you're watching us in Danville, while this is severe thunderstorm warning, it's a pretty powerful severe storm. A A lot of heavy rainfall and a lot of lightning coming in there now between Oakwood and Danville. Tilton, Catlin, same thing. Westville, be on the lookout as our storm continues to push eastward in Vermilion County and bring with it possibly some of those stronger winds. Wow. Here comes another bolt on the left side of your screen. A lot of lightning here, folks, on this. Get inside. Make sure you're not out in this. If you're over in Danville, this thing is doing some constant lightning strikes. A lot of CG. We call them cloud-to-ground lightning. And there's plenty of it in this storm here. Roads are flooded in a lot of areas, including in Champaign, we're being told. Flash flood warnings continuing. So we'll continue to watch our camera here in Danville as that storm will begin to pick up. Let's just bring it back to the radar here real quick. So severe thunderstorm warning does continue. We're looking at a few areas here. We're watching, we just mentioned kind of Villa Grove. That storm just kind of coming through there. Heavy rainfall. Good news is I don't have, anything that's significant in terms of rotation kind of showing up. Boy, there's some really heavy rainfall and then just a ton of that lightning with our storms. Vermilion, Champaign County, northern Douglas County, and yeah, this may clip northern Edgar County. High precipitation storm, just dumping the rainfall. Oh no, did we lose our Danville camera? Oh no, we lost our Danville camera. Let's hope that wasn't from a lightning strike. Our Danville camera is down now. So that could have been either from the wind, power issues, or a lightning strike, because those lightning strikes were getting pretty close. But unfortunately, not seeing our Danville camera anymore. Severe thunderstorm warnings continuing here. Danville getting hit hard right now. Westville in Georgetown, you are next. 60-mile-an-hour winds. I haven't seen really too many hail reports. There might be some really kind of small pea-size hail. But when I look at this, this is just telling me extremely torrential downpours. And that lightning. Severe thunderstorm warning carried over into Indiana, Fountain County, Hart County, Vermilion County, Indiana. So Petersburg, Kingman area, Covington. You folks now in that. Oh, looks like my Danville camera resetting. Okay, so we might get Danville back here. This might have had a little power glitch, but it has. Oh, stand by here. Oh, yeah, I don't know what it's doing. Here we go. All right, there's our Danville camera. All right, must be back online for now. Let's hope it stays up. You can watch that storm literally come right in as you read the model and everything. Camera. I've never seen it before. All right, bring it back here while we try to clear that off. Back to the radar view. Severe thunderstorm warnings continuing. You've got, the strongest part is right there, Danville down to Georgetown. Few damage reports again. Talked about the Bloomington Normal area that got hit pretty hard. Just reading some of the reports. Is that Vermilion County? No, severe thunderstorm warning there. All right, looks like we can come back to our Danville camera here briefly. All right, looks like the Danville camera is back. You can almost kind of see that heavy rainfall that is just coming into the downtown area. Switch over to our Danville camera. Here it comes. Still getting those lightning strikes, and then you kind of see there on the left side of your screen, that's that really heavy rain that is about to hit. Maybe a little hail trying to show up down there towards the Georgetown area now in Vermilion County. Maybe a pocket of some stronger winds trying to come there to the Broadlands area, south of Sydney, probably closer to Broadlands, and maybe towards Allerton, Broadlands, Allerton. Kind of similar radar views that we've seen this whole time. Nothing that's stronger than what we've already had, but that would be the area.
That's where I'm at. Rolling into Broadlands for about 5 minutes.
Let's show Jacob's camera here. There's Jacob. Yep, he's in the middle of it. Some folks saying that the sky is green in Danville. Might be a little hail in that storm there, folks. I'll just tell you that. If you've seen that green color, sometimes that can be an indicator of some hail in the storm. Let's just pan our camera around a little bit here. Maybe a little uptick in some of the hail also on that Broadland storm. Probably just some maybe penny size at biggest. Severe thunderstorm warning still in effect here. You've got Vermilion, southeastern Champaign, northeastern Douglas, northern Edgar. You've got parts of Fountain Park, Vermilion, and Warren in Indiana for that storm coming out of Danville. Bring you back to the radar screen. All right, folks. Hearing about some power outages, obviously in Bloomington Normal, but also in Bellflower. Also 2 foot of water and trees down in Bloomington. We showed that picture a little bit earlier of that, of the water on some of the streets there. Danville to Georgetown, strongest part of the storm, rolling through as we speak. Catlin, you guys just got whacked by that storm. Jacob is doing everything he can to kind of catch up to that storm.
It's not going to happen this time.
Just looking at our camera in Danville, let's look into the north. We'll pan it to the south because that seems to be where a lot of the lightning is. I think where the surge or maybe some of those winds are. So this is looking a little bit more southwest. Let us know what you're getting where you are. We are monitoring the live stream chat. Those of you that are watching on Facebook or YouTube, you can get in there and give us some reports in Vermilion County. If you're in Catlin, Oakwood, if you're in Georgetown, because that storm's coming through. Let us know maybe what you're seeing in your area. Just came through Homer, still storming pretty good. Just coming into Broadlands and Sidell. Jamaica, you're next. Ridge Farm, you're just off of the worst of this. The worst of its friends to the north there in Georgetown. So just got reports of some power outages in Georgetown. I think you also got a little hail core. I wouldn't be surprised if we're getting a little bit of hail over there. Here's the camera view in Danville. Got a lot of heavy rainfall there in Westville, or in Danville. And the power went out there in Tilton. Sounds like some power outages maybe over around the Tilton area. Thanks for your reports coming into us. Again, we're looking at our Danville camera, appearing off here to the south and west. Towards Georgetown and Westville, that's getting hit pretty hard right now. That's a pretty intense storm on top of you. But also Jamaica, Sidell, Indianola, and the little Ridge Farm area. There's kind of a little donut hole that's in your area. Here's what I mean by it. I'm going to show it to you when you look at the radar. You pull up the radar, there's like a little donut hole between Jamaica and Indianola. Right here. Heavy rain in Georgetown. And you got a little dry slot for the time being. That's going to fill in here before too long, but Allerton, Broadlands area still getting hit. Sidell. And again, here's that little pocket where I said maybe a little bit of hail. That purple color that is showing up.
I'm rolling into Broadlands now.
Jacob's rolling into the Broadlands area now. There's his camera. Heavy rainfall. Some residential street flooding obviously happening in the Champaign area too, with all of the really heavy rainfall that's moved through. I mean, these things are just dumping the rain. There are flash flood warnings that are in effect. But our severe thunderstorm warning does continue here. Danville, Georgetown, Jamaica, Sidell, Fairmount. Strongest part of the storm, Broadlands area too. Broadlands has got a little pocket of wind right over you. You said you're in Broadlands, Jacob?
I'm in Broadlands.
All right.
Yep, I'm rolling into Broadlands now.
All right. Shows on the east side there. Little pocket of winds there heading towards Allerton.
It's heavy rain, that's for sure.
You can see some of the water there on the roads. Jacob is in Broadlands. Getting those winds.
There's some. It's, I think some of it is I'm kind of driving in the direction too, so maybe I don't get crosswinds per se. I'd say the bigger thing, Kevin, is the tropical downpours. I mean, this is some heavy rain. And so it makes sense to me that there'd be some flash flooding in a short period of time with rainfall like this here. So I'm trying to stay ahead of it. I'm going to get to Allerton and drop south a little bit, but we've kind of been driving in the thick of it, I'd say. And yeah, there's some wind. I haven't seen anything that's made me overly concerned, but I'm just one spot in the storm. That doesn't mean there isn't strong winds throughout it. So we'll see. There's probably going to be some limbs down here and there. I expect that. We've seen a few leaves falling now, but I hope we can avoid larger issues with this. We can just get a little wind and rain and hail, and that's it. And I think that's a chalk it up as a win, because sometimes these systems, they come in. When the sun was out this morning, Kevin, I was a little bit thinking, uh-oh, what's going to happen? So, linear, Chicago-style storm, what they had on Tuesday, but there's still probably a few spots that are against power outage and damage. And then I'll be really interested to hear about Bloomington when this is all said and done. It sounds like the wind went ripping through town there. So that's what I got for you. I'll be in Alexandria in about 2-3 minutes or so.
Okay.
And we'll let you know if we see anything.
All right, sounds good. So we'll check back in with Jacob here. But yeah, right now, by far, Bloomington normal is what got hit pretty hard with several reports of damage, roof off part of the hospital and the Rivian plant, and power lines and trees down. And when I looked at it on radar, it was a smaller pocket, maybe some kind of a downburst, but they took on some damage over there. That's for sure. I don't necessarily think tornado, but I mean, you never know. But they definitely had some strong winds there that have done some damage to the area. So far, we've not heard much in Champaign or Vermilion County with any of this. We like that. But sometimes those reports can lag behind just a little bit. If these storms try to back build at all, they're going to be along that outflow boundary that's now basically Newman down to Humboldt. That's where the outflow boundary is. We'll see if it tries to kick anything up. Ironically, the strongest winds are more into that, the Broadlands-Seidel area than with the storm that's up there in Danville, even though the Danville storm looks even more intense on radar in terms of the heavy rainfall. Heard about some tree limbs down in Oakwood. So this storm's sliding to the southeast. Once again, the lightning here is quite impressive. Look at all of those lightning strikes. Goodness. We'll show you that just for fun. Basically, we go, all right, computer, tell me how many lightning strikes are in this red box here. And 1,067. There's a few lightning strikes there, folks. So now what we'll tell it to do, let's just do lightning strikes over the last 3 minutes. Lightning strikes over the last 3 minutes. And now you're looking at 210 lightning strikes over the last 3 minutes. That is a lightning strike every second. So where are the most concentrated areas where the lightning is just going bonkers? Well, right here on the Indiana, it was cleared off so you can see the towns. So east of Georgetown now, heading towards Perrysville in Indiana, Rileysburg. So that's one area. And then the other area where the concentrated continued lightning is Broadlands to Homer, now to Jamaica, and in the area that Jacob is located in. So a lot of lightning there in Oakwood. Got a lot of heavy rainfall and some huge tree limbs down there in the Oakwood area. Again, if you guys have any pictures or anything, feel free to send those over, news@wca.com, or also you can send to our Facebook page. There's a lot of different ways that you can kind of get in contact with us. But if you have any pictures of that damage, feel free to send some of that over to us. You can also upload via the WCA3 weather app. The weather app has a function, a little feature, a little submit button, and you can submit your pictures and even videos sometimes through that. Had a few people asking about later tonight. And to be honest with you, since we've been kind of doing the live coverage, I haven't been able to kind of look at that much yet, but we do have some new model data just coming in. So here's what I'm going to try to share with you. I'm not sure if it's fully loaded in yet, but I will show you that because I had some people asking about, because there is the potential for another round later tonight. So I just want to show you that. Let's see if this model is doing its thing. Okay. So that's another round later tonight that might bring us some additional storms. I don't know if that's the updated one or not. I'm just trying to look at something here real quick. Okay, so this is the older one, but new one just starting to come in. Let me try to change a couple of things here. Then we'll show you guys the newest model. All right. So here's our line of storms here, right? Just came through, pushing through right now, exiting the area. We catch a break here through this evening, not a lot going on. And then, wants to like fire up some more cells here late tonight, kind of those same areas again. So we'll kind of see how this plays out, but we may have another round here later tonight after 10 o'clock. So we'll dive deeper into that as we get a little bit, once we get out of this last little bit of this cell as it comes through, and hopefully we'll be done. I will say there, Jacob, are you peeling south there, hopefully towards like Newman, Brockton or anything, or? Yeah, just want to watch that little appendage.
I'm going to go much farther. Once you can clear this through Christmas, it may stay ahead of me or let it be Indiana's problem. But just kind of watching it, keeping my eye on it here. Traffic, of course, is going to be going real slow. So every so often I hit a little conga line and can't get around, and that's okay. We'll do what we can. Back to you, Kevin.
All right. Yep. There you go. There's Jacob, storm tracker. Maybe a little uptick in the winds trying to happen there northeast of Metcalf. Sometimes I just kind of look at the radar and you kind of see that little appendage. It's trying to take shape a little bit. Nothing that is super concerning at the moment, but we just kind of watch these areas here because again, there is an outflow boundary that's right along through here. So now we just kind of watch this little area down here. I do have the tornado possible tag. I think they must have. Did they just add that in there? Yeah. Okay. Weak but persistent. They can now. Go ahead.
Okay. I wanted to make sure. I don't have anything else. I was going to say I kind of noticed that spot northwest of Crispin, but it's such a weird place.
Yeah.
There's probably no chance I'll make it over there, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up here to 36, and honestly, I don't think I'm going to be able to. I'll just be driving in the rain all the way to Crispin, so I may call it a chase and start to make my way back. I haven't heard of any other damage reports in Champaign or Douglas County. But we'll kind of sit around here for a little bit.
Yeah, just keep peeling down there towards Brockton, baby. Just. Yeah,
should I go Brockton or should I go towards Metcalf?
Metcalf, yeah. If you can turn left there on 36.
Right. I'm about a mile out. The other problem is I've just got traffic, and
Yeah.
There's some rain, but they're like, we got to drive 30 mile an hour right now, so hard to get around them.
No, I got you.
Somebody will call and complain, the storm tracker passed me. Well, you were going 30. What do you want?
Exactly. All right. Shut your mic off for now. Again, there's Jacob. Here is us. Oh. Okay. All right, so here's our storm here. Still, I'm dumping rain. I got to tell you this. So I think also issued. They've got some more flash flood warnings in effect there. St. Joe, Royal, Oakwood, Westville, Danville, flash flood warning. Just a lot of rainfall. So be careful. Be watching there from Chrisman, Edgar, Hume areas here in the next few minutes. Right now, things calming down a little bit there in Danville. It's still storming pretty good in Westville. Catlin, heavy rainfall, Jamaica, Indianola, Ridge Farm. Calming down a little bit there in Allerton, but still just watching down here between Newman and Hume in the Metcalf area. Maybe a little uptick. Trying to get a little rotation going between Metcalf and Chrisman. And here's what I'll just show it to you on radar there. So you just kind of see it. Hold on. So you see that kind of brighter pink, and then you get some of those greens that are right there. So again, nothing that is screaming that's going to be a tornado immediately, but just something to kind of watch. Again, the Weather Service, they even mentioned, they said, there's been a real persistent area of rotation about 5 minutes ago south of Jamaica, the wind signature in the Broadlands area holding its own. The wind signature is moving towards Hume and the Chrisman areas, which we just kind of talked about. That's what we're looking at there. Jacob is now going east there on 36. So we just watch basically this area here for those winds that might kick up a little bit more. As has been the case a lot of times here over the course of the last several days, sometimes these storms, as soon as they hit the Indiana state line, they seem to just go bonkers. So we'll see what happens here as that moves into Vermilion County, Indiana, maybe down there towards Dana, Montezuma, into Park County. Good news is the storm has exited Champaign County. So if you're watching us in Champaign County, you can see here's the southeast corner, and Allerton right there on the county line. The storm has exited there. It's also exited Ogden and Homer right along the county line. So you're good there. Technically, that warning still has you right there, but you're good. Now, you still have the flash flood warnings, a lot of heavy rain that fell from the east side of Bloomington down through Leroy, Fisher, Mahomet, St. Joe to Royal, and into Danville too. I bet, man, I got to tell you, if you are on 150 there between Georgetown and Ridge Farm, I bet that stretch of road is flooded. I guarantee you. A lot of heavy rain that has fallen in that area, so please be careful if you're over there. Might do a little check of Ameren here for fun. See what the Ameren outage map is saying. See if we got anything. It's like maybe a handful around Urbana. Actually, there's 67. There's 67 over in the Urbana area. Looks like a handful in Ogden, Oakwood. Handful in Georgetown. Actually, quite a few in Georgetown. So here's what we'll do. We'll pull up for you guys the view that I'm seeing here. And we'll look at the Ameren outage map together. What do you say? Okay, so quite a few up here, obviously, in the Bloomington Normal area. They got smacked. Take a look at this. Goodness, they got hit hard. Look at all of these little orange guys here. So each one of those is going to be at least 500 customers, and there's 1, 2. Let's just say that's just 500. It's so basically the legend goes 501 to 2500. So there's 1, 2, 3. Stand by here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 or so. So let's just say that was just at the minimum 500. So I've got 14 of those. 14 times 500 is 7,000. You can see just looking 525, 825, 690, 609, 763. I mean, boy, they must have had just a huge downburst of those winds, because the Bloomington Normal area got slammed. That's for sure. All right, so then let's look at some other areas here as we kind of go down south and east. Handful. So the green color is going to be sporadic. Usually it's 1 to 50 technically. A few there in Leroy. Not seeing anything there in Mahomet or Mansfield. Handful here in Champaign, and then this one here is this blue one is 50. It shows 67 there in Urbana. Handful there in Oakwood. Not too many there in Danville, but as we come down to Westville, you can see all these little guys here are a few reports, and then Georgetown. Look at all of these all over Georgetown. Now, again, that's one there. There's one there. So these seem to be a lot of single individual ones, but there's 9. So Georgetown catching some of those power outages. So that's just kind of a look at things, but we don't see any of these kind of orange colors showing up here. Looks like there's one over here towards Cooksville. But man, look in the Bloomington area, just slammed. All right, back to the radar for now. As the severe thunderstorm warning continues for Vermilion and Edgar County. That is the last of it. Vermilion and Edgar County storming pretty good. 150 from Georgetown down to Chrisman, and on 36 between Hume and Chrisman. That is the worst of it. Things calming down in Danville. Still some lightning, obviously. All right, so I just kind of talked about this, but reports of vehicles stuck in high water, Georgetown Road and Lyons Road in Belgium, and under the 14th Street overpass under Georgetown Road in Tilton. So in the Tilton area, it's obviously hit really hard by the heavy rainfall. I can bring up one of their cameras too. So there is camera there in Tilton. Okay. Jacob is in the Metcalf area. The viaduct on Cunningham Avenue flooded in Urbana. Yeah, nothing really stands out as anything too significant to me. I would agree, Jacob. Yeah. Edgar and Vermillion, you're still under the warning. They're still carrying the warning. They took away the tornado possible tag, though. So just a bare bones base severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect between Georgetown to Chrisman. But as Jacob would tell you, probably not too impressive. Let's pull Jacob in here. You've been driving in that rain for a while, and you chased that thing all the way, and it just kind of stayed barely below, I think, the worst. It had a severe thunderstorm warning with it, but we haven't heard too many reports of, a lot of wind damage, but occasional power lines here and there, maybe a limb down here or there. But you've chased the thing, had some weak rotation with it, I think, but for the most part, obviously not as bad as what we had a couple days ago.
No, and probably the part where I was maybe most interested was when I was by Tolono, but then the storm just kind of kept outrunning me. Anytime you get a faster moving storm going southeast, it's hard to play the grid game with them and go south, then east, then south, then east, and south, then east. And so we kind of got stuck in the rain and have been in that. It's primarily been a lot of torrential rain. I will say that. There were some heavy downpours in that. And we've got some wind too. I probably would estimate the most I've seen is 40-mile-an-hour gusts here. It would shake the car a little bit, but I haven't seen anything that's substantially more than that. And there's going to be pockets in an event like this where within that you may get a spot or two that goes a little quicker. The wind picks up a little bit more. So it was probably most peculiar also. I think what set me back is when I got to Sedoris, the train was blocking the crossing west of town, and it happened to be sitting in the middle of town, and I didn't have a way to stay ahead of it like I wanted to. I had to go back north 2 miles and then all the way over to Tolono, and sometimes you just can't do anything about that. How it goes, I suppose. But yeah, so already starting to lighten up here a little bit as we're getting to the back side. So I'll have a lackadaisical drive back west towards 57 and make my way home, and then see if anything happens tonight.
Well,
but we'll leave it to you to figure out if anything happens tonight.
Just look at it, that stuff there for tonight. I mean, it's it's got some interesting stuff, but it also has it really late. I don't know that I completely buy the 2 and 3 a.m. time frame. Maybe it might be a little bit earlier, but I will tell you this, Jacob, it is sitting right along that boundary that would be there. And if you can get some storms along that and that low-level jet that kicks in at nighttime, it could get interesting. I will say that. I'm not completely convinced on the timing yet, but the models do want to consistently bring in, and I'll call them little individual little supercells along a kind of a broken line, and kind of I-74 northward. The same areas that got hit pretty hard before. So that's again later tonight, folks. So we're going to see this little area push through. This will be the last of it. Heading into our Indiana counties, we catch a break through the rest of this evening, and then essentially we're just going to watch areas to the north and west. As I mentioned, I'm not completely convinced of the timing of it yet. I'd be paying attention by 10 o'clock tonight. but after 10 o'clock is when I think that next round might move into the area. We'll see if some of the other models kind of pick up on that even more for us. But definitely going to be something to watch. Let me just pull into here while we're at it.
How well has the model handled the... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, how well has the model handled this storm cluster coming through?
It actually has it.
Bringing that rain cool... It does?
Yeah, it actually had the 18Z actually had the storm exactly where it is right now. So it's done good with that. So
I wonder, when I think about the boundary that's cooking south, that rain-cooled boundary, the warm front is still north, and there's a flood concern too, I think. This rain-cooled boundary is kind of putting a second boundary between that. So can we keep that more stable air in time? That's going to be interesting to see.
Well,
but I think the other thing too is the flooding threat to me kind of stands out.
So I'm going to pull this up for our folks here, and because so basically what Jacob was just kind of talking about, there's actually a couple little fronts here, and the model's trying to kind of plot these. But here is the outflow boundary. It's Springfield down to Taylorville, Shelbyville, and Charleston. But then you've got this warm front that's actually through Tolono, Monticello, Clinton kind of area. And again, this may not be exact. I'll have to go back and kind of look at a few things, but there is a boundary there. It's 88 in Charleston. It's 78 in Decatur. It's 76 in Lincoln. It's 70 at Savoy, but that's because we had some rain. But there's clearly a boundary because you've got 85 Jacksonville, 81 in Springfield, 90 in Effingham, 88 Charleston, 78 Decatur. So it is interesting. So there is a definite clear boundary that's going to be sitting across our area here for tonight. Now that outflow boundary has pushed south, and you can see it's right here. I'm going to put it in motion. See how it's continued to move south? So, I mean, it's down into Christian and Shelby counties here. But then the actual warm front kind of itself is going to be draped right through Springfield, northeast of Decatur, Clinton, Tolono, Monticello areas. So if storms get going here later tonight and they kind of move in, this will be an interesting area to watch out for. So Jacob's going to have to go home and get a little sleep maybe, and then come back with us.
Yeah, how do you want to handle that? You gotta make the drive and chase, or if it's local, or
you can do what you want there, bud. But the ongoing joke, though, is that they see the storm tracker roll by, they know that's not a good sign usually. It's kind of become a cult thing, people snapping pictures as the storm tracker rolls by. Cult following of the storm tracker.
That is true.
There's some people saying, we needed the rain. Well, some of you definitely got your rain, that's for sure. Flash flood warnings from Bloomington, Bellflower, Fisher, Mahomet, St. Joe, Royal to Danville. Let's see if we can get some radar estimates of rain. Bear with me here. So we'll let this pop up. Okay, so there's our estimated rainfall. But I think a lot of this just kind of fell in a pretty short amount of time, pretty consistent. Yep. Go ahead and do that yawn there, Jacob.
That didn't get heard in TV or on.
Yeah, it
digital,
did. Sorry.
That was just in your ear.
Sorry. No. I
Okay.
still got your mic in here. I'll shut it off so you can yawn some more. It's okay. You can yawn.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good, Jacob. We will check back with you later, but get home and get ready for.
See you tonight for the fun, if that happens.
See you tonight after 10 o'clock, as they would say. So yeah. All right. So
what's the quote, Kevin? I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Yeah, that's the quote. So yeah, we'll.
I don't think I'm allowed to do the response back.
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to do the response back either. But you can check Jacob's Facebook page from yesterday, and little funny little thing there with us. All right, so Jacob will head back. He's going to get some rest, and then he'll be back with us later tonight, potentially, if that scenario plays out. So the last of this warning pushing through Edgar County in the southeastern corner of Vermilion County, and then hopefully we'll be done with this here in just a second. Tyler Hill, reporter extraordinaire, is in the studio with us here. Tyler, do you have a question that you need to?
I did. I was going to ask for the wind speeds of the Tuesday storms.
So the tornado?
Just the straight line. So I'm talking about Camp Drake out in Fairmount. And I don't think they got the tornado.
Yeah, I did get a tornado. I haven't seen if they had any specific. Let me see if they plotted anything from. Yeah, I don't see anything specific, but I would be safe to say 60 to 70 mile an hour winds.
Sweet.
You can say that pretty confidently.
Appreciate you.
All right, so Tyler. He's working on a story for tonight for the newscast. When I saw his story yesterday, talked to the people over there near Whiteheath that got hit. I think it was Whiteheath. But our storm wrapping up, pushing into Indiana. Strong storm there into Park County, Indiana, Vermilion County, Indiana. So just about out of our area here. So what's going to happen here, just a little housekeeping for all of you that are kind of watching here on the live stream. So I got the 4 o'clock newscast coming up here in a little bit. Of course, the 5, the 6, 10 o'clock, 9 and 10 o'clock newscast. And so we will have the latest on that next round. So I'm gonna have to dive a little deeper into what some of the models are looking at here. I'm going to be real curious to see, because they have been pretty consistent in wanting to bring something in here tonight, and I'm just curious about the timing. It does look to be after 10 p.m. I'm pretty confident about that. But some of the models want to say after 2 a.m. We'll see, but we're going to be watching that time frame, and it's going to be kind of those northern counties that start to see it again late into tonight. Okay, and so we may do this all over again as we head into later tonight, folks. So be paying attention to the next few hours as I dive deeper into those models to kind of see what's going on. And we may do this again tonight, and maybe while many of you are asleep. So you're going to want to have a way to get warnings and be awoken if those warnings get issued, because this could be a midnight, after kind of thing. Right now, what we have left here is severe thunderstorm warning from Ridge Farm down to Chrisman, and along Route 150 there, or US 150. You're going to find those storms pushing into Indiana, things calming down. If there are any reports of damage, let us know. If you have any pictures, you can send us email at news@wcia.com. You can also upload via the WCA3 weather app. Thank you to all of you for kind of tuning in here. Don't forget also, we've been streaming on the WCA3 Plus app. If you've not already downloaded that, do so. It's a way to watch this streaming coverage. It's a way to watch all of our newscasts for free. And you don't have to have cable. You don't have to have an antenna. You can get that on your Amazon Fire Stick, Roku, or Apple TV. Just a new way that you can kind of get us. We're trying to find you guys where you're located. and you're located in a lot of different spots these days, and we understand that. So we want to try to hit as many of you we can, depending upon how you consume your content. And so we do that by providing as many outlets as we can to get our signal out to you folks, whether it's just the everyday newscast, but obviously in severe weather too. So that's what we're committed to doing here. Things calming down. Yeah, it's still storming a little bit there in Chrisman. You can still see some of the lightning strikes here. Lightning is still going nuts with this thing. But moving into Indiana, things calming down there in Georgetown, still some lightning there, but you can see the back edge of this now pushing through Westville and Georgetown, Ridge Farm area, and then still kind of hanging out a little bit here into Edgar County, but the worst of the storm is over in Indiana now. So we're going to see things calm down, and you can see there's really not much else going on. Still look out for some of those flooded roadways in some areas, some of those low water crossings too. Okay, hopefully everybody has enjoyed the stream. What we're going to do here, since kind of the worst of it is moving out of the area, we're going to just take a brief little pause here. I'll leave the radar up just for a few minutes, just for the folks there that maybe are in kind of southeast or far eastern Edgar County. I'm not seeing much now. I think we're going to be pretty much done with this. Yeah, it's still going pretty good over there in Indiana. I encourage you to tune over to our sister station there, and WTWO and Jesse that's down there and his crew, as they might be doing some streaming coverage themselves, or some of the Indianapolis stations too you could tune in for. But right now, things calming down for Mom and Dad over in Petersburg. And you guys were watching. Things have calmed down there. You're looking okay. But now just that storm there into Park County and Vermilion County, Indiana, and then exiting out of the Edgar County area. So be back with you tonight. You can find us on these same bad channels and same bad frequencies, as they used to say. And we'll be back with you tonight with any other warnings that might get issued with that next storm. It's now time for me to sign off for the moment and dive into the models a little bit more to see what that next round is. So you can tune in at 4. And again, while we won't be streaming on Facebook and all that for the newscast, you can watch on the WCA3 Plus app for free. Download it. If you don't have it, Amazon Fire Stick, Roku, Apple TV, or just tune in the old-fashioned way on your TV and get our signal there. Okay, as I mentioned, winding things down. Thank you for your reports that you sent in to us. Again, news@WCA.com. If you've got any pictures or videos or reports of things, love to hear from you as we can do a little recap of that. But for now, we say goodbye to you here on the live stream. Thank you for joining us, and we will catch you guys later tonight if another round of severe weather is coming our way. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.